one.
Well, hello and welcome back to my very hot living room. My name is Amy Lillard. I am the Executive Director of Washington Filmworks and WhipSmart. And I shouldn't be complaining about my hot box of a living room because I was talking to a filmmaker in Yakima and it was 106. Welcome to the July edition of In Development. Tonight's topic of conversation is equity, which we're going to jump into. And we have two people that I'm very excited to introduce you to this evening. But before I do that, I thought it would be wise just to give a very quick overview of what the equity provisions are in the bill, so you have like a working knowledge of some of the things that we're going to be doing over the next year. So with that, all of these provisions are aimed at better supporting, people who have been traditionally excluded from the film industry. And the first provision of the bill, which I'm actually really excited about, is the Workforce Development Initiative. The bill allows us to invest $500,000 over the next 2 years and $750,000 until the program sunsets in helping people from traditionally excluded communities get into and work in the film industry. So that program is being considered, and we're trying to figure out the best way to invest those dollars. And then in addition to that, we have an enhanced incentive, is what we call it. So it's an additional incentive for projects that are telling the story of a community that's been traditionally excluded. To the best of our knowledge, it is the first incentive in the country to incentivize content in this way, which is really exciting. It's really exciting to lead something, right? And I think Washington State is absolutely perfectly positioned to do a great job and create a program that other states can follow. We also have a goal. So over the next, many years that we have this program going, we have the goal of allocating 20% of our funds to those projects that tell the story of traditionally excluded communities. So those are the three provisions. And all of this in the bill is an indication to us that the legislative folks in Olympia totally get it. There are and continue to be significant barriers for many people to get into this industry, and Olympia is asking us to address it directly. So as we start to walk down this path together, I wanted to introduce you to two people who are going to absolutely help make this happen for us. And I'm delighted to welcome the co-chairs and board members at Washington Filmworks, Myron, Partman, and Malcolm Pelles. Hello.
Hello. Hey, everybody.
So, I have to say that this is the third evening. This is how hard they're working on behalf of our community. This is the third evening we're together this week. So this is not a surprise. We're a little tired of seeing each other. So for those that might not know you, can you start, maybe Myron, can you pop in and just say who you are and what you do in the film industry?
Sure. Well, first of all, let me say I could never get tired of seeing you two. So, even though it's the third time. That said, I'm glad I'm doing a fourth this week. Basically, my name is Myron Partman. I was born here in Seattle. I went to Nathan Hill High School, and that's where I developed my love for film and video production. I moved on to Evergreen State College. And then I took performance arts and communications there. I went from there to work on a lot of projects you haven't heard of, but a lot of projects you have, like maybe you've heard of World's Greatest Dad or 21 and Over, Man in a High Castle, Grey's Anatomy, Bill Nye the Science Guy. Probably sure you've probably seen a commercial or two that I've been on. So not on or in, but worked on. Just to give you an idea too, I've also served on some other boards, the Washington Film and Video Association, the ITVA, Seattle Ad 2, recently co-chaired the Seattle Film Task Force, and am currently a board member of the C89.5 Public Radio Association. So I guess I'm kind of into boards. I didn't realize that until I made this list. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'm kind of into this thing. So,
No.
and that's basically my story. I'm happy to be on this board. And one of the reasons why is that, you know, we can sit around and gripe about that there's not a lot of equity in the film industry, but you know, it's kind of my chance to do my part, you know, and to actually do something about it. And you know, that's one of the reasons why I'm here.
Nice. Nice. He also sings in a little bit of a band that he's not talking about anymore. Malcolm, can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Sure. My name is Malcolm Pelles. I'm a screenwriter and a director and a professor. I teach screenwriting at Eastern Washington University. I've written movies for the National Football League and the U.S. Army, and some of my stage plays, have been produced off Broadway in New York and in D.C. I have a master's degree from NYU's Tisch School of the Arts. I live in Cheney, outside of Spokane, and I've been in Washington for a little bit over 4 years, going into 5 years. Before that, I lived in Los Angeles and New York and in Washington, D.C. And, you know, a big reason, or some of the reasons I was attracted to the kind of co-chair position, was that it allows me to make an impact on the board level of Washington Filmworks, and allows me to promote and support diverse storytelling. And then also it allows me to help transform the film industry in Washington to make it more inclusive and equitable.
That's right. I mean, there's so many incredible opportunities before us right now, which is very exciting. But I also feel compelled to mention that they're both being shy, because Malcolm also directed a play in Spokane recently. But we'll leave that there. So for when the next time they come back. So let's jump into, I really want the industry to understand, you know, can you talk about the role of the Equity Committee and what you both see as its value?
Okay, I'll take that first. I think the committee, the role basically is to look at the programs that Washington Filmworks comes up with, and to basically look at it through an equity lens. So basically, every program they come up with will go through the Equity Committee, and then the Equity Committee will, Malcolm and I will represent the Equity Committee on a board level. So we will basically committee it, that's for a better word, and then what our committee findings are, we'll take to the board. And the important thing there is that Malcolm and I do have a vote on the board, and so that gives a little bit of teeth. That gives it teeth for our decisions and what we talk about. Mm-hmm. So, and you know, we're looking to build a diverse committee with lots of POV, with lots of point of views from. See, okay, I got a new dog. Right, you might have just saw my dog. It's a big Great Dane, and his face is up here, so I'm sorry.
Is that right? You can't see it. That's.
But I've been meaning to say that we're looking to build a diverse committee with lots of points of view from stakeholders and from our communities.
I'm wondering if we lost Malcolm.
Oh, we might have lost. Yeah. Oh, we did lose him. I thought maybe just okay.
Well, let's talk about, while we wait for him to come back, and I'm hoping he does. Why don't we talk about we spent a couple different weekends together in these retreats working on things, and we've been talking about why we at Washington Filmworks want to work towards building more inclusive film sets. And can you talk about why you and Malcolm? Oh, Malcolm's back. Welcome back, Malcolm.
Hey, Malcolm.
I was just asking the question that we've been talking a lot about how we want to work towards building more inclusive film sets. And Malcolm, do you want to speak a little bit about why more diverse film sets would be better for the industry?
Well, more diverse film sets, I think, make for kind of better projects, more creative projects. They help support and promote diverse storytelling. There are also spaces, that help filmmakers understand each other and learn from each other. And I think overall, just a variety of perspectives and backgrounds helps in terms of problem solving and overall creativity.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 100%. So
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
I was going to say, add to that, there's just a lot of sharing and growing and understanding that happens when you have that diversity. And, especially because, so much of the industry is of, who kind of an industry. So it's the opportunity to get to know people, get to know. So.
Yep, it's a network, it's a networked industry for sure. So we have been working very hard at YouTube and working very hard. I just take notes about drafting a charter. And can we share with the community a little bit about why the charter is important and what's in it? What is a charter?
Well, a charter really is a roadmap for kind of the job that equity committee has in front of us. And so it's a document that lays out the nuts and bolts of the organization, but also lays out the culture and the values and goals of the equity committee.
Mm-hmm.
And we're working on it now, and when we finish it, among other things, it'll help us with recruiting and filling out the equity committee.
So that's.
I was gonna say, I think, just jumping on what Malcolm has to say is, I think that it's important that we have that roadmap. So then when we do ask other members to join our committee, that they will know, exactly. So we can all be on the same page when they join it, so they'll know exactly what we're trying to do.
Yeah. Anything else you want to comment on? We're so fast today. I do have I was just getting acquainted with Malcolm and Myron when the legislative session started. And it was like, legislative session, when it's moving fast. And so I had them on the red phone. And one of my favorite things was they were like, well, I think we should go get this. So I go out and I try and get it, get something done. And I came back and I was talking to them on the phone and I said, gosh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I could only get $500,000 in workforce development dollars. And he's like, Myron was like, you got what? You got how much? Say that again. And so, I was disappointed. And he was like, $500,000 is a great place to start. And I was like, oh, okay. To make the rest of everything. So
absolutely.
Yeah. It is a very good bill. And there's some very hard work in front of us, especially as we consider the fact that we are literally creating things that don't exist, right? We're leading the way in many ways. And there's going to be some growing pains along the way. And we're going to figure it out all together. Anything else you'd like to bring to the table before we sign off?
Well, I just want to say, I know it's going to be, this is going to be work and it's going to be hard work. But, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to, I'm looking forward to this process. I think there's a lot of potential in this community to as more as the incentives are being spent and there's going to be more business here. I'm looking forward to seeing all the boats rise with that water. So this is very exciting. This is very exciting.
Yeah,
an exciting time. It's an exciting time. Well, before we officially sign off, I do just want to thank you both again. I mean, you have just stepped up at every point and really made things happen. And I'm looking forward to doing more great things with you both. I also just want to mention before we sign off that if you are looking for the breaking news, follow us on social, sign up for our email address. And don't forget, in August, we're doing we've been to Walla Walla and we've been to, where else did we go? We went to Walla Walla. Where else did we go? We went to another place. I can't remember.
Oh.
Anyway, so what we're doing right now is we're having community conversations around the Small Budget Production Initiative. Spokane, Walla Walla and Spokane. Thank you, Kaylee, our new executive assistant who's pinging me when I forget things all day. So Spokane and Walla Walla we've been to talk to the community there about the Small Budget Production Initiative. We are now going all over the state. So check that out on the news section of our website because we're really eager to get your perspective. And Myron and Malcolm, I look forward to welcoming you back when we have more news to share about all the things we're doing. So thanks.
It'll be great to be back.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.